let me give quick introduction to Katalon Studio for people who haven't had a chance to know or use Katalon Studio yet. So for 2020, this is the second year that Katalon Studio had been named as the best automation testing tool on Gartner. So it's the choice of the customer. I think this is the second consecutive year that we have that award from Gartner. But over than that, we have a lot of comment and feedback of user in Gartner channel. So I think it's a really good channel for you guys to take a look at before you guys make the decision to pick Katalon Studio as their automation tool or not. Because I had to say that not all the feedback there is not all of them is kind of like positive for Katalon, but we're happy with that. At least that we have the support from the user and we had the feedback from them. We will keep improving to make Katalon Studio become a better tool for the community. So for Katalon, it's just not Katalon Studio as a tool, but we aim to deliver an all-in-one solution for cover on the testing aspect in the continuous testing pipeline. So other than Katalon Studio, as you know already, we have built script for API for mobile, web, and desktop. So we try to cover as much at end environment that we can, because we know the demand for the end environment kept increasing. So we would love to have on it cover in one tool. So when you come with Katalon, we hope that you won't have any problem with testing your environment without the need of another tool. So, but other than Katalon Studio, we also have built other products that have covered the need of users, also customer, for control the quality of product. For example, we have Katalon Test Op, which is a report and analytic tool. So with Katalon Test Op, which I'll show a quick demo for you guys later, you can have a better overview of the quality of your product and some insight that help you make decision better. So with Katalon Studio, we cover on the latest environment, not only for mobile, which Android and iOS, but we also have cover for all the popular web browser. And one of the things that I feel very proud to be part of Katalon, because we also have support for developer or tester in the Linux environment. So other than the tool that we in the market only has support for Windows and Mac, we also support Linux, even though the user of this segment is not significant. But actually, we don't want to change the habit of the user to use any resource. So we try to cover as much as we can in order for the user to can leverage their skill in the environment, and for the company to utilize on the resources they have to adopt with the automation solution. Okay, and last but not least, our environment right now, our platform right now also available on cloud providers such as like Amazon, Azure DevOps, and Docker. This is the foundation for us to be part of the cloud continuous testing. So with that platform, you guys can really work on Katalon Studio on cloud, which means that you don't need to connect to any specific environment or connect to the network of your company. I think it's something we might need during this pandemic epidemic time with COVID. So it helps us to work with Katalon Studio from all the places. All right. So I think I'm go ahead with some of the points that Katalon Studio provide that have Azamor team that he mentioned earlier, that how can he use Katalon Studio to convert on the manual test case that we have to the automation test case and maintain it effectively for a long time. So with Katalon Studio, we have the built-in design to help user to convert the manual test case to automation one easy, and we make the design to look at the test case as a manual one. So it will make the manual tester very familiar with that and easy to adopt with Katalon Studio from the beginning. We also provide features that help people to quickly generate on the test without any programming skill that they might have. So we're not really again programming. But here with Catalan, we aim to have people with the lack of programming skill. That's why a lot of features that we have really aim for the college, like stop coding, uh, the Asamoah is aiming to really help people without programming skill to transform to become an automation expert. Other than that, we have covered the test execution process with a lot of like configuration and config, have people save time with execution in parallel, and also have cover the configuration for different test environment. So one thing that people might consider and a little bit hesitation with a no code or no code solution is okay, you can do it without programming skill, but how can you maintain your code? Because I know that it really is a nightmare for people, so spend a lot of time to maintain automation script. So with Katalon Studio, we try our best to have features running behind the scene to make the script really maintainable in just the way that is have minimized the effort of the people to put in to make it like maintainable way, so that people can create a lot of test case but still have a very good management over them. And finally, we have also provide in our solution a character like holistic and centralized report. So with this report is something very important, because we need to have that to really control the quality and product, because that's the ultimate goal that we have. Also have the capability to share the report to all the people on the team, to your boss or to stakeholder, to understand about our job and know what we are doing to have make sure that the quality of product is become better and better. All right, so first of all, actually the problem of a manual testing team when going to automation is, first of all, how can we convert on the test case we have from manual to automation, and meanwhile we don't really have any programming skills. So I think this is one of the things that a lot of people out there want to cover. So with Katalon Studio, we have recorder features which help you to create a test without like any programming skill. Also have the UI with the design to make the look and feel really similar to the way that you see a manual test. And also we have reset a built-in keyword, so you don't need to write any code, because we cover your back with all the things that you can do with programming. We do that already, so you just leverage the things that we built in order to have your script. So let me quickly show. Okay, so this is Katalon Studio, which you might be very familiar to a lot of people here. So I take a look at the example for test case of Katalon Studio. So when you have the test case, it can look like this. So I think we follow the keyword driven methodology with the action with the object here and all the input for the action this. So it just look like a manual test case that you see all the action you need to go through along with the object that you have here. So, and we also had a place to manage on the object, because to make sure it's not duplicated or can be utilized by multiple test step or test case. So this is something that make it like super maintainable way. In here we have the test object and a lot of way that we cover behind the scene to make it maintainable, which I will introduce to you later. And let me go through a quick record process to see how we can easily create a new test case with Katalon Studio. So now I will record an Amazon site. Amazon kept very popular these days because it happened to do shopping without going anywhere, right? Yeah, I could try to have a test case right now with Amazon. Okay, I will try to input a failed password. Okay, so for validate if the test case is what I expected, recently we had new features we call like quick validation. So you can right click on the element and you insert the verify element text. It will also have the content of the text here. So we don't need to input it manually or make it via script. So I just create a test case for fail login with Amazon. And with Katalon Studio, even when you record the test, you can run it immediately to verify if the test that you just created is good or not. So you need to like do many steps to verify your test case, but you can do it immediately after you create the test. So all right, we had a pass stat here because we verify correctly that the password we input our username is not the good one. So this is the way that you can really convert a manual test case to automation test case that you do in step by step as you do with manual. And we have a lot of tools that can help you making the script without, programming skill or knowledge. Right, let me just stop it there. The second problem that I want to point it out here is because the reason why we want to convert into automation, because the pressure from the delivery cycle. So nowadays we want to deliver our product faster and faster in order to adapt with the speed of market. We don't want to be delayed because with our competitor, because we cannot just launch our product, right? And one more thing is the number of devices, the number of end environment it kept like exposing nowadays. All the people use a lot of like mobile devices. So we not only cover on web, but we also need to cover device on mobile as well. So for testing on the environment, with the ties become shorter and shorter, it really a challenging that only with automation testing can help you to overcome that. So with Katalon Studio, we understand the problem, and we not only the place for you to create the test, but also help you to set up and plan the test for cover the parallel executions, and also on the execution environment that you might have, and with some smart mechanism in order to have a shortened feedback loop, so that we can identify the problem faster and have the and deal with the problem right the time that it have. So again, let me show. So let's say with Katalon here, we have test suite with test suite collection and test suite. So this is the way that we plan the test to run in Katalon Studio. So for a test collection, so we can allow you set up on the test to run in parallel. And with the collection, you make sure that you have on your test here to run with on the environment that you supposed to be tested. So with such way, we assure that we have cover on the environment that user need, and also can maximize the execution time we have with the parallel execution config here. All right, so this is the point that maybe one of the audience add already. Okay, you create the test with record, and then how can you make sure that you can maintain the test? Sometimes very complex to do that, or your UAT keep changing all the time. Or a lot of problem might happen with timing issue in modern framework. So how can you do that? So with Katalon, we don't say that we will help you with all the things, but we try our best to have feature behind the scene to cover as many scenarios as we can for you to focus on your business. And usually like all the time you have to create the task, not really interrupting with the AUT change or with the timing issue that you have right now. So we have two features that we call like self-healing and smart way. This is two way that we do it behind the scene. So you don't need to cover about, you don't need to know about how we deal with that technically, but we help you to cover all the things that the flagging it and all the problem that normally happen to the automation testing. And let me show you real quick how it works right here. For self-healing, for example, so this is, as you see here, this is a test object that we have throughout the record injection. So when you record a task, we not only captures one attribute or locator to capture the object. So we have like XPath, we have attribute, we have CDAT, and also images. We take image of the object. So for this, we have a lot of choices in order to validate. So if the one value fail, we have many other options to take it cover. So this is the spirit of cell healing. So for example, this is we have an object with the XPath based on the ID, but the ID and the tag object can be changed by the developer. We don't know yet, right? For example, here the ID is combo facility 1, but actually in the application, the ID is combo facility. So the developer change the ID, and normally the test will be failed. So we take a lot of time to figure out the problem. Maybe we run the script overnight. We don't have wake up in the morning, everything is red because something to change the ID. So it's unfair, right? So we have other way in the test to really anchor for the element. So let me run this real quick. So I just activate the cell healing test cases that I prepared already. Okay, it goes through on the step. Okay, so technically it should be fail here because it cannot identify the object. But with cell healing, we make it over because we can have cover the test with other locator. And also for the cell healing features, we have proposed for what is the broken locator and what is what is the correct locator here. So if people take a look at this, they can decide from the net time we're gonna use the new locator. All right. So we make sure that on the test later on, with the test object, the new locator can be used in order to make the test faster. And secondly, with SmartWay, let me make sure that I disable the SmartWay. Okay, so let me disable this. So I think this is a very tricky test to make it run successfully. Okay, let me run this first. So this is a test case that we need to make an AJAX request to the server. So for the AJAX request that you know already, it will trigger the request to the server, and we need to wait for the response to make sure that it return result before we make the validation, right? So here it said fail because actually the validation, the verify element test happened before the text will return to the UI. So normally for the test case, you need to put some delay. So you need to put some delay like 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds or whatever. So but it's very tricky here to put the delay second because if put too much of the way, it's gonna take longer to execute the test. But we know that time is very crucial. So we want to put delay the test. And secondly, it makes the code become very difficult to maintain with a lot of delay. But right now we have the features and we run behind the scene. We call it SmartWay. Right, let me enable it and just run it again. All right, so you can see here now it passed. So for SmartWay, we inject the mechanism to automatically wait for the page to be completely loaded before we do the next step. So you can see I don't need to put any delay here, but it auto wait until the test returns to the browser and it make the check. And now with SmartWay, we made it pass. Right. All right, let me go to the last part. So finally, the result of automation is so important. that we need to make it in a manageable way in order to understand about the product quality. And also we also need to share our report to the stakeholder. So with Katalon Studio, we provide multiple types of report, which is fit to the need of a lot of many people. And also we have a tool that I mentioned to you previously, is Katalon Test Up. This is help to be a centralized and holistic places for people to understand, and with the data can help people make a better decision. In Katalon Studio, we have setting for sending email after the execution. And also we have here, we have like test off. So on the execution that I run already, you put the result to here. So with test off, we had the dashboard to maintain on the execution. We know the performance of the test that we have, and also many other artifacts and utility. It can help us really control the full flow of automation testing, and have the idea about the quality of our product. And also it's good place to collab on the people and the stakeholder to see and to know the state of the report. All right, so it's on for my section. So Azamor, can you have like make your result after applying Katalon Studio to your team?